What's going on, guys? Dan here, TD Speech Up. Another installment of I hate my life over a Dodge. Anyways, so where we left it, we kind of had the thing running and driving. We're back on the ground. I got a fresh cola, so I'm ready to work. So a few little last minute things. I was having some trouble with the coil. It didn't want to run properly, run through the ballast resistor, so I got some sort of wiring issue I'm going to take care of. Honestly, I think I'm just going to bypass the ballast resistor altogether, running electronic ignition, and see what happens. I'm done with it. It runs great without the ballast resistor. That's all I want. So I'm going to do that, tie up a little bit of loose ends, but more importantly, we have to hook up the transmission kind of kick-down-y type cable. A little bit of linkage issues, nothing too crazy, or whatever's called that, the rod, you know, the rods. Clean all the junk out of this thing. Bolt seat back down. I want to get the rest of the door bar out, and I got to do the other side yet because I hate that crap. I got a new shifter. Frankie, well, she pre-opened it, so I think this is good. Yeah, 3-speed. It should do a Dodge. I just keep these things in stock because you really can't go wrong. This is the shifter I put in everything. This one in there, I don't know if it's worth anything. I can try and sell it. It's got like a reverse lockout. It's terrible. It's like full race. This one has neutral safety and backup lights, and street cars need those things. So I'll wire up the backup lights because I don't think it has any of that wiring in it. I got to figure that out. Neutral safety is no big deal because I already have it grounded under the hood. Underneath this pristine original pinned on deck lid, there is a little bit of rot in the trunk floor. So I'm going to look at that. I may have to drop the fuel tank. I'm hoping I don't. But now that I said it out loud, I might as well just drop the fuel tank. And change a couple fuel filters, do stuff like that. And then I can weld it all in, seam seal it. I want to kind of rocker guard the trunk. Then all the rust is taken care of. And I don't have any insurance on this thing yet, but I should be able to get some next week. We have to go for a test drive in this thing. Then decide how much I want to bring back and not. Like, I do have proper door panels. I don't know if I have any of the mechanism for the door. Like, this is what the doors are now for latching and unlatching, which is kind of shitty, but whatever. Got some mirrors and all that sort of stuff. The weather's supposed to, it's cold now. It's like 10 degrees, whatever that is in Fahrenheit, 45, something like that, 50. That sucks. But after we get it kind of rolling and driving, I'm going to try polishing it. MUR's tapping out. He's busy, I guess, but I'd like to get some of this. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but like, Bud. This isn't Bud's car anymore. We'll do that. Get her kind of shined up and beat the brakes off it and sell it to somebody. So I'm going to get set up inside, get everything kind of cleaned out. We'll start ratchet shifting. Alright, well, back in the car. So I gave it a quick vacuum. Just kind of cut the door bar out, ground or smooth. A little bit of paint down here. Look how nice these floors are. Like a wire wheel, and they're like, it's like factory paint on them, for crying out loud. So that's perfect. I got the remainder of the shifter off, and what I had in the basement, so this is I acquired the center console, and this car was a center console car, so it has all the mounts. And what I'm thinking, I'm just going to, I'm gonna put this, eliminate the shifter. I'll probably even reuse the cable and everything. It's all right there. It should bolt down kind of about the same. Someone made a little bar that goes across. And then if I can put the plastic piece like on top, it should be good. Then I have this, which I don't want to cut up. This would have been the factory. It would fit in there. And it would say, you know, park, reverse drive, all that. So obviously I'm not going to chop this up, but I have a perfect pattern. I could cut out a piece of aluminum or whatever and put it on, and there you go. It look somewhat factory. Like at a glance in, you'll see a console, a couple of seats. I really should try and see if those I gotta go check the basement, see what I got for door panel stuff, because if I can put door panels on, it's like a stock car minus no back seat. Actually, in the back, I found that's the kick panels and everything. So once that's all out, it won't look that bad, other than the race car dash. But Danny's got hot dogs on the barbecue, so I'm gonna go take a break, and then we'll be back. We'll see what we can do with this shifter. I'm really hoping it'll just fit in nicely, because that would make my life so easy, and it would look good. Okay, before I show this off, I need to feel like a little disclaimer. I personally hate when people put ratchet shifters in a factory console. Hate it. That's what I did. So, I mean, unfortunately, these Challengers, if it has this little center console thing, there's a bunch of little standoffs, which this bolts to, which is kind of all spot welded to the floor. And chopping that all up to put a chintzy ratchet shifter in there. Also, the carpet, it stops under the console, so there'll be a big gap where you see the tunnel. I think this is the best of what I'm going to produce. I can get all that. This is just sitting there now, but it'll hide whatever I want to do. I can then, you know, take this off at any point, make a piece that fits around here, slap it in, you know, maybe engine turn it or do something cool. That might be a cool video. And then, yeah, slap her together. So I'm going to finish installing all this. I just got to put the neutral safety in. The cable needs to be adjusted just a little bit. Back, it's different, I guess, on this one than the other shifter. The other shifter was super tight though, so I actually think the cable was adjusted wrong from the get. So I'm going to, I guess, get the front end up in the air next, because I gotta hook the I gotta adjust the cable. It's actually hanging, so I need to zip tie it or do something, fasten it some way, and do the linkage for the kickdown or the line pressure. But really, that actually came out shockingly better than I thought. So get that dialed, seat in. It's gonna look factory in there. All right, skip ahead a little bit. We got the front end up in the air. Obviously, it was underneath the thing. Hook up the transmission, like the shifter cable and the linkage here. So it works out pretty good. Does its thing. Everybody's happy. I'm happy. I put the seat back in because we basically got it all kind of dialed together. So that's what she looks like. So, like I said, I'll make a piece that kind of mimics that. That'll go in there. It'll be nice. This is just still loose. I gotta mount that down. But there's actually just a couple of mounting tabs, which go into the factory holes. So it's extremely easy. There's no real problems there. The wiring's still kind of hanging down. I think I got to deal with that a little bit, but whatever. We're making progress. I'm gonna go cut the other door bar out because I just left a little bit hanging. So we'll get that 100% out. I'm gonna do all that, just kind of off camera. And in the back here, so this car is extremely solid. The problem is, I believe, 2 batteries back here probably had a bunch of corrosion and stuff like that for whatever reason. So it wasn't actually that bad. It was actually split right here. So I ugly seam sealed it, which I might kind of cut out or do something. The only hole there was right here, and I literally just self-tapered a piece of steel in there just to kind of have. And under this looks kind of crunchy. So that's where the batteries were. Now you can see that I pulled this plug out. That's where the fuel tank is, right there. So I feel if I just make a patch panel right there, cut it out, weld it in, I'll be good. I'll re-seam seal everything. It looks pretty good. There's a little bit of kind of corrosion right in there, but again, I'll just re-seam seal it. It'll probably be fine. This thing had a mini tub. So the factory, what shows up, that's the factory tub, and you can see where it's brazed. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to seam seal it, and then this whole thing, I'll just get a nice coating of like truck bed coating or undercoating or something along those lines, and then I'm going to put it back. It's just that simple. Now, what I want to do actually is, everyone always says, you know, he wants to see me work and stuff. I was going to try a live stream tonight where I'm welding in this panel. So I'm going to get it all kind of dealt with, cleaned up, ready to go. I'll do it on the live. So hopefully you've already watched it, because at this point it'll already have happened. I really don't want to drop the tank down. The straps look fine, but you got this thing with a gasket, and I don't know. I don't want to push my luck. And then I'll, I guess I can leave all this stuff in there. I am taking this out though for sure, because I think that's ridiculous. And like this side is, I mean, rock solid. That's still factory paint and all that. So for whatever reason, this side was unhappy. Well, yeah, I'll get that kind of taken care of. I'm going to clean up a little bit, and I'll bring it back when I know what I'm doing. Hopefully I come back. Hood scoop's on. I gave for like the 87th time, but it actually adjusted the linkage and all that. So now it's actually closed and works, mint. I just painted the hood. I literally just scuffed it and shot it. You guys were all giving me a hard time about that, so I didn't bodywork it at all. So I was like, why bodywork this when I have this? So I didn't do anything. I did take out the battery, I guess, fold down. It's definitely worse than I was hoping, because these two holes are where the little hockey puck things were. So my plan is I'll probably just zip it right on the edge, or, you know, kind of fuel tank-ish around there. Up, I'll probably cut it right on this edge as well, and I'll make a little piece that can kind of go up and sandwich down. So I'll cut that out real quick. We'll use that as a template. I'll start working on that, and should be able to have it all kind of back in, seam sealed, and painted. Oh, I got some rocker guard right on, so we should be good. A little bit of vacuuming. I mean, like I said, otherwise the trunk floor's not bad. Well, it's definitely a little worse than I thought. Remembered, it's pretty Swiss cheesy. Look at this fine TTP chop work I got. Ooh, but anyways, so I gotta slice that out a little bit. No big deal. I'm gonna go a little further. I'm just gonna lap over and weld. And then up here, I'm going to go up, over, and also weld, because that's all good metal up in here too. Right here's a little Swiss cheesy, but I want to keep this shape, because it has to go up, over, and in. Like, it has to do this little kind of bend. So we're going to use this one like a little buck-ish. We're going to get it all folded into place, so I'll trim this all down. But ultimately, kind of go up, build a little flange over. This will go straight up, and this will go just a little bit wider. And then go a little bit longer. We'll get the piece so it kind of all fits. And then I'll probably just pull out the bead roller, put a couple of bead rolls in there. Just a couple. Like, it has some kind of, like, oh, whatever, fancy ones. I'll probably just do a couple of lengthwise on it, give it a little bit of strength. And we'll put it in place, give her a buzz, and go from there. But that's where I'm thinking I'm probably going to leave it for right now. I'm going to do a bunch of cleanup. We're going to do it live tonight, which is a while ago for you. So if you want to go watch that, we can, or you can. And I'll probably bring it back when it's probably, you know, seam sealed, and I'll do the painting. Seems like a good plan. Alright guys, see you in a bit. I'm working away. So that's what we started off with. That's what we're ending up with. Not too bad. A little miscalculation there, I had to re-weld in, but whatever. Just mean, bent her up on the bench, just like literally on a piece of 2x4, so nothing's perfect by any means. And yeah, put a couple beads in it. Should be perfect. But that's really it for sure now. We'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll show off the trunk and all that. I'm going to do an engine turning video on that aluminum, I think. I want to try that anyways. Hopefully you'll see it like that. Otherwise it'll just be a blank piece of aluminum. We'll probably do another video, but you'll just kind of get to see it all in the end. If you want to watch how much struggle, there'll be another video to watch. Life's good, eh? Well, that's it for now. See you tomorrow. What's going on, guys? So it's the, well, beginning of the next day, but the end of this video. As I said, we did all this metal work and stuff like on a live stream, so go check it out. I think we titled it Live Wrenching or something like that. Hopefully you guys all watched it. We made this panel, so at the end of the day, the panel is in. I actually didn't paint this little part because Danny signed it, but we made a little piece. I drilled a bunch of holes and I spot welded it on top. I used some seam sealer, but it didn't work out as quite as nice as I wanted, so I'll get some good stuff tomorrow or whatever and shmoo it all in there. At the end of the day, all of these Dodges or Plymouths, all these kind of MURch products, all the panels are spot welded together anyways, so I just lapped it over, spot welded it, plug welded it, whatever you want to call it, seam sealed it, and we called it a day. So I built that little piece. I put 2 little bead rolls in it, Danny helped out with that. She was a rock star with it. We got her kind of welded all on the live stream in like an hour and a half or so. So it turned out friggin' fantastic. So that's done. I didn't have to take the fuel tank out. I didn't mess with nothing. I didn't burn myself down. That was a nice win. As for the shifter and all that, we got her all 100% finished off. I actually made a video kind of showing that a little bit, but I made a little panel. So there you go, check that out. Aluminum panel, all engine turn. Looks nice. So we're all together and happy. Again, there'll be a video showing that. That was my first time ever engine turning any sort of aluminum. And I just did it out of that piece right there. This is a little template. Put her together and that was the end of it. So that's where I'm ending this video. As always, thanks for watching. I think what's coming up next, we got to clean the garage up. This thing in theory should be a runner driver. We got the transmission dialed, the motor now somewhat runs. The brakes worked last year. I should give them a once over. I got to hook up the line lock because that is not done yet. But otherwise, it's pretty much, I'm thinking I can put some plates on this thing next week and take her for a ride around the block. The interior needs a few little things here and there. But I'm actually going to start today, right after this video when I'm done. Drop her down, clean the garage up. I want to drive it outside. I'll give it a good wash. And I want to see if we can polish some of this paint back out. And maybe get some of these this stuff off, or at the very least make it not as pronounced. I think it's kind of cool to leave it, to be honest with you. I think it looks like crap like this. If maybe you have like a flashlight in it and it looks just a little bit, that'll be kind of neat. Fix a few little dings and dents, see if we can polish out the hood a little where I painted it. Well, that doesn't look that bad on camera, but in real life it looks pretty ugly. But I'm stoked. I never drove this thing last year. We had her all together and just ran out of time, energy, patience. The motor killed me last year. Just killed all my motivation. But now, I'm ready to drive it. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, guys. And, well, I'll see you tomorrow. Well, this afternoon, polishing a Challenger.